Hey guys, time for something new, and today we're going to be looking at Rimworld by Tynan Sylvester and Ludion Studios. I absolutely adore this game, and that's why I want to show it to you. It's a colony builder kind of deal. Essentially, the premise is that you control a group of survivors from a orbital crash, and you have to build your community and survive until you can build yourself a way off the Rimworld. It's got a kind of Wild West almost undercurrent to it. If you're thinking of something like Joss Whedon's Firefly, you're probably not too far wide of the mark. Anyway, we're going to play the vanilla version of the game. There is a great modding scene out there. I'm going to create a new world off camera and we will jump straight in. So I'm going to cover the game setup in a later video. I just wanted to jump straight into a game immediately for you. It's very much like a roguelike. We will die quite a lot during the course of this. There's an AI storyteller that kind of ramps up the difficulty as you progress. Basically you start out with just 3 survivors with differing traits and abilities and skills, and you can add to your party as time goes on. There are lots of things to keep in mind, such as all these rocky bits of debris around here that enemies can use as cover to attack you, so you need to figure out a solution for storing those. You have to grow food, you have to be able to have a sort of trading capacity and defend yourself. There's a very in-depth health and medical system that can see you performing transplants and giving bionic limbs and so on, as well as taking prisoners and dealing with the locals, as it were. This will be a very, very short video, sort of 15 minutes, and we'll do these in quick bursts as we go. Let's begin. So as you can see, we land surrounded by a bunch of resources and all kinds of things. What I'm going to do is give everyone permission to use these items that are lying around the crash site. Now, Mikhail is a military commissar, so he's going to be defending us really. We're going to give him the most powerful weapon. Inessa is our surgeon. She's going to have a pistol, and Carlos can take the knife. Just in case, you never know what you run up against. We're going to let them use the medicine and access the silver and steel in our area. You can build out of wood. We're not going to, because wood has a tendency to burn, as those of you who paid attention in science class will know. Let's have a look in our local area. What have we got over here? Some compacted steel. That is definitely going to be useful. Steel's a good material to build out of. I have some more over here. There is some wildlife to hunt, and some extra bits and pieces over here. Temperature in the seasons is something you have to very much be aware of. Food will go bad over time, but you can refrigerate or freeze it. Likewise, your equipment will go bad and deteriorate in quality if left out exposed to the elements. So the first thing I'm going to do is this building over here. I'm going to sort of make that habitable in a very makeshift way. So just a moment and we'll begin that process. So first things first, let's claim this building, and we're going to use that as sort of a focal point, so we'll store all our items in there. Let's do that now. So that will become our stockpile zone. We'll have to put a roof on there obviously, which we can do by, first of all we need a door so it's secure, and we'll pop a steel wall up here. They'll start moving all our resources into here just so it's kept out of the weather. Also we need to begin thinking about growing food, which I'll do down here. And we will grow corn. Everybody loves corn. Make crisps out of corn if you want to. And who doesn't want to? This gap here I'm going to use for a dumping stockpile, simply to get this rock cover out of the way so we can control the battlefield if it does indeed become a battlefield. Welcome back. So I've just set an order to mine out this compacted steel so we can begin building our colony properly. I'm not going to use wood, it burns far too well. Construction work's about to begin over here. I've set a dumping stockpile here so we can get rid of specifically these rocks. Fuck those rocks specifically. And let's set everyone to work. Crank the speed up a wee bit. So welcome back. One of our guys is planting food, the other one is hauling stuff around, and another is on his way up here doing some mining. I've laid out the blueprint for some sleeping quarters for our three guys. It obviously doesn't leave us room to accommodate anybody visiting or any prisoners we may wish to capture, but it does mean they've all got a sort of spacious place to sleep. Space is kind of important. It will drive them a bit stir crazy if you try and box them in too much. What I'm also going to do is give them luxury wooden floors, baby. And in here can be concrete. Fuck 'em. So, sleepy time now, obviously, but soon they'll wake up and begin finishing construction over here. We still have no power, which is going to be a problem. We still have no kitchen, which they don't like eating raw food. Who does? Except hippies. So I'll also work on maybe building a small kitchen complex over here. Normally I would build sort of a single self-contained unit with room for everything so people don't have to go outside in the winter. But to be honest, I'm experimenting. I don't expect to last very long with this colony, so let's see what we can actually make happen. It's already raining. That's not a good sign. See you in a moment. So, terribly sorry for blitzing through, but I've gone ahead and done some of the basics off camera super quick. These scissor icons here mean I've asked people to harvest fruit from these berries. We are running very low on ration supplies and we still have no meal source really set up. Over here, I've set up a dining hall / common room, a kitchen, a fridge and a freezer, along with some solar power to hopefully power them. Work is still going on the bedrooms, but we're getting there. I'm going to unpause the game in a moment and let some of this stuff complete off camera because I'm having some technical issues while recording. Those will be resolved as the playthrough goes on, because obviously we'll have some new equipment to work with early next week. So thank you again for your patience. You've all been very, very cool dealing with this bullshit. I'll see you in a few. Now, something very interesting has happened. Another survivor has fallen down to the planet. Calhoun, space refugee. So what we're going to do is we're going to quickly build a bed, because we need a bed to take him to, and we're going to hopefully nurse him back to health and have an extra pair of hands around the colony. Back in a moment. So we were able to complete the bed, and in essence here is going to go and rescue Calhoun. Let's take a look at his health. He has cataracts, so he could use some bionic eyes if we ever get hold of any, and he has a bad back. Not sure there's very much we can do about that, so he is sort of... his sight's very poor, which means he's going to be no good with a gun. His movement and manipulation are also weakened, which means, of course, he's going to be kind of impaired around the colony, but, you know, 2 impaired hands are better than 0 hands, probably. So, thanks very much for joining me. Join me next time to see if we can nurse Calhoun back to health. We should be having a longer episode by then as well. Thanks again. Bye bye.